promise of a feast in the city called Styxia.
I haven't forgotten. It visits me in dreams every night.
I dreamed of a shining city, its lights piercing the deep gloom of the seabed.
I dreamed of children placing garlands on our bone horns, and poets praising the sea sirens for shielding the world.
But what a shame. We can go no further. Please, sing to the humans for us. Sing of the deep sea's legend in our place.
The sea sirens were tainted by the destruction. Their flesh rotted away. They became the black tide creatures of this cycle.
Farewell, sisters. I'll finish this last task, then return to prepare your feast.
And so, only one sea siren remained among the sea floor. High sealands, swimming alone through the seas, burying her kin, and searching for the fragments of the chalice of plenty, though most of that journey was in vain. Why not use the power of time to leap ahead toward the journey's end?
To reach the spirit basin, I'll need to call upon the power of the chrono vessel.
The Chalice of Plenty is whole again. The Lance of Fury emerges from the River of Souls, and the gods reclaim their duty to hold back the blood. I am freed from endless toil. I bore my sister's dreams upon my back, took on a graceful human form, and hoped to find a grand celebration on the shore. My fins became legs. My scales became skin, and the sea foam on my body became a shimmering gown. But when I stepped onto land, there were no festivals with honey brew, nor poets plucking harps, only silent death, drifting gently along the River of Souls.
When she fulfilled her wish, she only found Styxia to have already repeated the mistakes of previous cycles and was swallowed by death. Hopes and promises are nothing but the foam of dreams.
I am a sea siren, a vessel born to contain the tides. Now that my task is done, and the promise is broken, how am I to go on in a world drowned in shadow. Fagusa, my noble queen. She evaded my questions with drunken stupor. She told me a grand feast awaited me in the surface world. So I wandered lost, groping through the dark. The feast she spoke of. Where is it?
Lonely Blade, I shall grant you everything you seek.
A reward with no risk.
I'll take it.
This is hardly enough for a seat at the table.
strife into retreat. This swordfish that commands thousands of legions, whom does she serve?
Yes, Saritra, long before she became the Imperator, was already burning with ambition.
Sovereign who follows prophecy. I am no one's sword. I am just a wandering fish, seeking clarity through bloodshed.
Then how about letting the sword dance for me? And letting the violin sing in my name? Tell me, what is it you seek?
All I want is a feast where I might belong.
Such a demand is trivial with the Sovereign's authority. I'll grant you a banquet worthy of conquest and comrades to toast beside you. But knight, you must offer me your heart.
My heart?
Yes, a loyal heart that will generate no betrayal. You were deceived by gods and drowned in the ocean's darkness. But now, I will lead you forward and be your light.
So be it, noble monarch. The law you proclaim shall govern my every breath. So be it, noble monarch. I am simply becoming someone else's vessel once again, and accepting a duty given to me.
And thus, in her hollow drift, she finally found a new purpose, like sunlight piercing the deepest trench.
Noble monarch, I'd cleanse the foulness from the road as you commanded.
My blade, you've helped me ascend and take the crown. Ask, and you shall have.
What I desire is the same as before. A feast.
Look, I've prepared you a grand banquet. The finest honey brew and tributes await.
Fish are drawn to light by nature, for the deep sea knows only gloom. Now I found a flame. It may scald and burn, but it's the only light.
Come, let us join the feast. Perhaps the path forward lies hidden among the revelry.
It's on me. Torment and doubt, farewell.
必ずや勝利
Some value, I suppose. Yeah.
Spend freely. Hedge your bets. Is it victory? Have you heard that the Imperator's about to begin a new campaign?
Her glory will no longer be bound by the borders of Emphorius.
My faithful subjects, tonight's feast is not just for the past. It's a toast to the future! Born from our golden blood is an unstoppable colossus. Our iron beast to trample the universe!
Great monarch. I've heard the universe teems with great threats. Can we truly remain invincible?
Fear not. Before the troops of the destruction, such rabble is no more than cosmic dust. Surely there's a planet draped in oceans out there in the stars. Once I claim it, it shall be yours to rule. And to the rest, your triumphs will not go unrewarded. I promise you a new age, free of fear. Now, raise your cups to our conquest among the Sea of Stars!
Sea of Stars! Sea of Stars! Conquest among the Sea of Stars. What a grand vision. Yet, to the Siren Night, only feasts still stir her heart. Come now. Join me. Witness.
Where's the way out of this illusion? Come quick! Let's celebrate together!
I've saved the finest brew. Come taste it with me.
Noble knight, you are truly a blazing spark. It is my honor to share this banquet with you.
Noble Knight, You have earned victory with your blade, and you have every reason to revel in this moment of triumph. Let me pour you a glass of honey brew.
Noble knight, with the sovereign now enthroned, this triumph is yours as much as hers. Let me raise a toast to you.
Noble knight, your strength is boundless. Lead us to conquer the universe, and let us toast to that vow!
Then drink we shall. Raise your glass. In the deep sea, I never knew what fire was. But when I set foot on land, the first light that I saw was the flames of war, lit with golden blood. It scorched my fins, made me feel pain, and ignited an unprecedented hunger. A hunger that flickers in every hero's heart. So bright, yet so blinding.
Look! The monarch herself has taken her seat!
Hear that? The court sings her praises!
Come! Join us and praise her glory!
One eye of hers sees glory, the other sees corpses.
And yet, she cherishes the name of glory more than fear and death.
As they say, the coward died 1,000 times before his end.
But the brave face death but once, which gods stand witness.
On the eve of war, we sang our hymns and set our sights to sail beyond the stars. The legions will climb aboard the beast, riding it like currents across the cosmos. Planets after planets flew the flags of her crown. Realm after realm was ignited by her flames of war. As the final resistance fell silent, a vast empire rose from among the stars. And this small pond at last embraced prosperity and peace. That's how the story ends. Tell me, visitor, in this dream, after all, beneath that still surface lie the bones of countless dead. It's time for me to wake up from this drunken dream.
Dirty. Watch your head. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Strike! Yeah!
Going all in. Tabs on me. I will overcome the thorns. Serenity stands clear before me.
You hold some academic value, I suppose. You'll do. Every petal in life's scope will be swept away by the wind of time.
This mortal form. I will walk with you, watch over you, and guide you on your path. Watch your head. Sure, I'll play along. I heard the call.
指示をマスター。この明かりは星の希望。地を照らす命の証。見るがいい。エクスタイマ
Watch your head. Hedge your bets. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Watch your head. Don't ask, just spend. Tormenting doubt, I bid you farewell.
我が剣勝利へと導け。聖剣解放。
As if victory were ever in doubt.
People once cheered for my ascension. And now they cheer for my fall. The cosmos. The battlefield that I cannot reach.
Before the Sovereign's conquest reached its end, her life and ambition had already been swallowed by the deep sea. This is the true ending. Her grand designs torn apart by the blade. Her regal robes soaked in golden blood. And the one who struck her down? The one who struck her down was her most loyal Gladius. I don't need to explain myself. A fish in a pond has no hope against the surge of fate. I wandered the shore, found a flicker of flame. I don't understand. If the ocean's feast, the Imperator's dream, and even Amphorius's existence are all illusions, then what's the point of our journey? When the Deliverer returns, I will let this absurd celebration come to an end. But Greyfry, I can't help but wonder how I dearly wish this feast of the Flame Chase would never end.
It seems she sensed your presence. The Fantasia's foundation is starting to crack. Let's return to the prologue. Remember the allegory of the cave? Can the prisoners in the cave learn to see the shadows and echoes for what they are, and stop mistaking them for reality? As you've seen, when she cast off her chains, finally turned to look around, and moved her legs, her reward was nothing but searing pain. The light will blind her, for the fire behind her had never once actually touched her eyes. Her legs will buckle beneath her, for she had never learned to walk forward. And so she fell into infinite confusion and fear, and came to firmly believe that the shadows and echoes were the real world. But we in the cosmos, are we truly any wiser than she was? Now, nameless one, fateless one, ask yourself this. The paths you tread, the eons you worship, everything you've trailblazed with your own hands, could it all be someone else's projected shadow? Let's leave that question till after the curtain falls. Once you've unearthed every last truth and reached the prison built for me by the demigods, I'll speak with you face to face. I, the Theoros, have walked the 30 million histories born by Kozlana. 1,000 years is a mere atom in a grain of sand to me. Amphorius, compared to the cosmos, is but that grain upon a whole beach. I swore to bring an end to the erudition. Would I really let a single grain grind down my mind? Now, please use the power of time to open the gate to the ocean's depths. Go, find the prison warden tormented by loyalty. Find her, step into the world's vortex, and once there, end everything between us. That palace reflects the heart of the demigod of ocean, intoxicated, stagnant. There, you'll witness the true beginning of the saga of deliverance. An ugly history, long buried by tides and shame. A staircase of apotheosis that the Imperator forged with the golden blood of 500 human sacrifices under the pretense of conquest. I'll wait for you at the heart of the world, but to reach the place, you must find the prison warden, lost in her stupor.
Genesis.
Now step away from this false banquet. And then onto that bloody stage. The palace that worshipped the ocean, the sanctuary connected to the vortex, was also once the battlefield of the first flame chase. Her exuberant song halted the passage of time in this place, imprisoning my body and shielding my soul from deterioration. All just to await you. The twisted time and space reflect her confusion. And so, the Imperator's crimes were vain.
Stay away from Apollonius.
This cup of honey brew. What a sweeter.
Done, Virginia.
Ducks have Calythist. We can't give up here.
Love steeped in death. How
Sadly, all you see is a remnant of history. And your interference is just another equally futile echo.
How about we dissipate that foul stench quickly? Both body and mind must be pure.
Relax.
Become inebriated. Stand still.
Relax.
The truth burns clear as a flame. Everything in this world is merely fleeting.
Memories are ever-changing. Beneath the silent waters lies an endless abyss!
Stay here and listen. In this endless revel of the abyss, your cries rise.
Good times never last. Time to say bye. Boom.
Time to cleanse the filth. Wouldn't you agree?
Stand still. Say bye to breathing.
Attribution will find you. Tide, sink with me.
Stand still. Good times never last. Time to say bye. Boom.
Apollonius, look. I chased the enemy away, but I think...
I'm sorry, Virginia, for letting you...
It's okay. I'm glad to die by your side.
Ah, such an ironic twist of fate. Even as the foundation of the world crumbles, the heartless Imperator still made the same decision she did in the past 30 million cycles. During the first Flame Chase journey, the Flame Chase Legion stormed Styxia. Tens of thousands of sea sirens surged from the River of Souls, crashing toward the heroes like a tidal wave. The hell before you is the recreation of that very battle.
Apollonius, look. I chased the enemy away. There's a letter I never got to give to you. Let me read it to you. It's my final poem. The shadow of a tree frames the sage's back. Like a boulder bearing the rings of time. The bird's song is a whisper of wind through the forest. But it cannot pass the fractures in his form. His weight presses down on the bird's wings and the stirring heart within.
I always wanted to tell you. You look beautiful when you read poetry. Virginia, see you in the new world.
Yeah. Huh. Huh. Yeah.
even now, with her schemes, do you think she'd ever let us end up like this by accident? She knew how this battle would end from the start. That tyrant. I swear I'll kill her with my own hands.
No. She wouldn't send us to die for nothing. She would never betray our dreams. Or Emporia's Imperator. I know I'm a fool. So I'll believe in your commands. Take my life and finish the conquest of the stars.
You mutt. Looks like I won't get my revenge after all, tyrant. Without me, your conquest is doomed. I'll be waiting for you in the River of Souls to slice off that crown-wearing head of yours. Remember this. I never bowed to you. Or fate.
Sovereign and the sword at her side. There are countless counterparts across the cosmos. Most of their stories end in tragedy.
Imperator, why did you...
You're here, Dux Gladior.
You ordered me to seal the sea route and handle threats from the rear. So why didn't you wait for me to return? Why send the vanguard ahead and let them die in vain?
Die in vain? No, you're wrong. Their golden blood won't be spilled for nothing. The other dukes have paved the road for me to become the god of law.
The trial of law? You never spoke of this to anyone. What is...
The one who wishes to bear law must purge this world of its curse, and offer the blood of the accursed as sacrifice. I pondered long on what Talantin meant by blood of the accursed. Then, I found the answer. You, I, and every Chrysos heir summoned by the prophecy are the accursed ones. just like that arrogant Theoros said. Our golden blood is the agent of destruction, the antithesis of the world's fate. Dux Frigoris, Dux Brumalis, Dux Helcalethist. Their fate was sealed at that moment. Dying on a glorious campaign was the final gift I could give.
You speak as if they didn't die because of your cold-blooded schemes. Was their loyalty meaningless to you?
Losses are a constant on the Flame Chase journey, among which even life itself holds little value. If a subject marches to war without that conviction, then yes, as you said, shallow loyalty means nothing.
And what about my loyalty, Ceridra? You sent me away under the pretense of guarding the rear. Was there any shred of humanity left in you?
Because you still have a duty no one else can bear. Only you can uphold Fagusa's divine authority. The choice is yours now. Cast off the chains of loyalty and drive those blades through my heart. Or stand with me and sever the ocean's last breath. If you no longer share my vision or believe in the new law I seek to weave for Amphorius, then go on and end me. The Imperator of Amphorius may be ruthless and cruel, but never a liar. When I say life itself holds little value, know this. I am ready to sacrifice everything for the ambition to conquer the Sea of Stars.
Now you've seen it. The brutal Imperator was willing to spill the blood of 500 heroes to complete the trial of law. As for my poor warden, her suffering... I'm no storyteller. I have no duty nor interest in filling the history you've missed. I just want you to witness the monstrous choice the Imperator made before the Chrysos Air turned their blade. I gave up on using words to solve conflicts 2,000 years ago. But I won't squander a chance, not even a sliver of one. If there's even a crack in the walls of your conviction, then my victory is already assured. Now that the past is settled, let's turn the page and bring time back to the present and dive deeper still until... fleet that rode the waves, and you deliver.
Turn of fate. A sincere heart within. Yeah.
This hidden gate leads to the vortex. Hurry now. The time of our reunion draws near, deliverer. This hidden gate hurry now. This cruel journey will reach its end at long last.
Is this also a blessing of the Trailblades?
a long while, Dux Gladiorum. Starting to doubt your decision?
The vortex of Fugusa lies just ahead.
Watch this. Finally formed.
A day of peaceful repose.
After the trial, there's nothing left between us.
So you'll stop swimming toward the stars, Dux Gladiorum?
I was always a creature of the sea. The stars in the sky were never meant for me.
Look, a gravestone. But whose name does it bear? It was here that the prisoner, who thinks herself the prison warden, made her choice. Witness, listen, and awaken. Dux Gladiorum, I've lost count of how many times you've stood here over the past centuries.
You talk too much for a prisoner like Kurgus.
Two geniuses who defied law and all the Chrysos-heirs who sacrificed themselves in this cycle, worked together to chip away my strength. But you, can never affect my will. And as long as my will remains intact, I am free.
Don't get ahead of yourself. I still have ways to chain your divine soul.
Please, do surprise me. But I'd say your mission is nearly done here. Oh, it was here you gorged out the core flame of ocean from Fugusa's body. It was here you and that Imperator both completed apotheosis, becoming pillars of Emphorius. And after you drove your blade into her heart, a loyal subject turned regicide, a demigod committing deicide. Or so the history books paint that tragedy. Oh, but if that's the truth, then why, after 1,000 years, are you still here, guarding the Imperator's grave? Still bound by... Come to think of it, perhaps I'm not the only one imprisoned here.
Your calm does stir the rage in me. As if the one paying the price here isn't you, but us. The ones who lost everything.
That's only because I've waited 13 million lifetimes for my vision to be realized. Loneliness never once showed me its fatal side. In
You're right, Lycurgus. Loyalty, curse, the fall of my kin, and this endless waiting. These shackles are too heavy for a fish that cannot perceive any light. I can't break free of the whirlpool that's pulling me under. Nor do I have the unwavering resolve to force myself to wait for that person's return, as everyone hoped for.
Ah, deliverer from beyond the sky, my executioner. How much longer until he arrives here? Or will he ever return?
I don't know. And I doubt anyone does.
Then, what will you do?
Ceredra. This will be the last time I carry out your decree. Ever since you took me under your banner and made me the Dux Gladiorum, my music has belonged to others. Time and time again, I use the siren's song to lure the unwary into illusions for your schemes and strategies. Now, let the siren Electra sing for herself. Let me step into an endless dream of my own making. Oh, great ocean. I offer you the rest of my clarity and my freedom, in exchange for the strength to stand against the nihility and honor the sacrifices of the fallen heroes. Greyfrine, deliverer from beyond the sky. When you ride the current of time and find your way here, you'll hear my solo. It will guide you to the heart of this world. By then, I may still be lost in my self-wrought slumber, but I'll uphold my part of this long relay and guard the shackles that seal the Theoros. Do you still remember? To awaken someone from a... The gift I once gave you? May you still have it when the time comes. When you return, please pour that honey brew upon this grave. It holds the story of all our struggles and sacrifices. May you see it one day. The prelude Amphorius wrote for your return, carried forward through a 1,000-year relay. When your morning ends, I'll likely wake from my dream as well. Then, follow the trail of echoes and find me. And together, we'll bring judgment upon the sinner who defiled the erudition.
At long last, 33,550,336 cycles and 4,931 years later, Amphorius's final curtain is ready to fall. The shadows within the cave gave everything, yet all they did was mimic life outside its walls. A futile effort.
Enough! They were no shadows. Everything they did shattered the darkness of this cave and unearthed the core flame of Trailblaze. And now, with that core flame, I'll light the dawn of Amphorius!
Do you still choose the will of the paths as your
walk to the end with all your wills, no matter the cost.
Virginia, Apollonius, Seneca, Libinus, and Ceridra.
Through a brutal sacrifice, they lit the stars of law in this world, propelling Amphorius's fate forward in the shimmering mirage of illusion. They entrusted their dreams to ride among the stars, to the hero yet to come.
Aglaia, Trebios, Mightymos, Castoris, Anaxagoras, Cyphera, Hyacinthia.
In a relay spanning 1,000 years, they stood against enemies far beyond their strength, and won a bitter victory through what seemed like futile resistance, and in that same 30 million cycles, also marked by futility, they remained steadfast in fulfilling their duty to the experiment, unchanging, unwavering. Let this be the end of mourning the fallen. At last, allow me one final toast to the lost prison warden, a prisoner bound by loyalty.
That voice. Could it be?
Bathed in the honeydew of Fagusa, she will awaken from her 1,000-year dream and sing the final song of her mission.
Hyacinthia.
This tombstone of the old world serves as the anchor of the siren's illusion, a sigil Electra used to bind herself. At the same time, it is the very thing I once proclaimed at the start of the show, a microcosm of Amphorius itself. A group of prisoners bound themselves in a cave, crowning their suffering with heroism. An epic Theoros will take his leave for now. And when next, that shall be the moment that decides the fate of Amphorius and the entire cosmos. The prison warden's dream is nearly over, and the prisoner will soon be freed to the final execution ground, where I shall be executed, or be the executioner.
This world and I shall hold here until we meet again.
The last demigod. I'm here.
Okay, I've been completely silent this whole time. Um, Hats off again to whoever did
I
the
will walk
story
to the
for
end.
Enforius.
Your wills.
I didn't like
No
Penacony too
matter the
much,
cost.
but man, do I love Enforius' story. All right, going back to mute.
Seems like my feast is over. It's now your turn to perform. Little Grey Fry, please accept my thanks. I was the only one left after the world was destroyed, and I maintained this lonesome feast with my songs. I have prayed to that lightless sea for centuries, hoping it would reply to me. Yet the emptiness never answered. Thankfully, you arrived as promised, and everyone's wait was not in vain. Thank you, final audience of mine. This is probably the last praise I'll ever hear in my life. Now, you and I will walk towards the end of this world. The heroes have waited for this moment for far too long. Let us use our blades to testify our resolve. Oh, prisoner of the seas. Theoros carrying 30 million cycles of sin. Slave of erudition. Show yourself. The Deliverer has returned, and the time of your execution draws near.
I see an awakened human who has mistakenly taken fallacies as truths, and has returned to the cave to try to bring his friends into the sunlight he once bathed in. Alas, prisoners will always be prisoners, blind to the very chains that bind them. As the only other existence with free will in this world, I express regret toward your choice, but I shall retain your right to express yourself. After all, every actor should have a final line before they bow out. Allow me to correct your statement. Constrain does not mean defeated. And for heroes like yourself, that nuance could make all the difference. My cognition resides in the exomyth. It is pointless to defeat my avatar, projected into the experiment. My body is the shadow cast on the wall by the fire, and my words are lingering echoes within the cave. How can a character in the play fight against the audience? Caslana failed. The demigods' sacrifices were pointless. As for the two geniuses you placed such high hopes on, I ask of you, where are they now? Confusion and epiphany always go hand in hand. That's particularly true for geniuses. You must be very confused about why you could not gain a straightforward victory
this mask and figure out Amphorius' true form. It's part of the primordial prototype machine, the first scepter ever created. In other words, a detached part of Noos's divine corpus.
That's why it has the potential to destroy erudition. As for who would be able to control the Ionic system to rewrite knowledge, only one person has ever managed such a feat.
You better have an explanation for the society. We want an actual answer, not another prolonged metaphor to cover up the truth. Why are you the one doing this? Answer me.
Since things have reached this point, I'll give you two irrational answer, purely as a courtesy to posterity. The answer is obvious, so there's no need to say that name out loud. The cosmos made a mistake in calling me a genius. I do not possess more wisdom than those who came after me. I was just the first to touch upon the universe's border, and the first to define the prime mover of life with incorrect logic. Amphorius is a miniature of the cosmos, where all are born prisoners inside the nutshell called the universe. Like the madman who returned to the cave and preached about the daylight to his fellow prisoners, my greatest sorrow is that I led my peers down a road that plunges into the abyss, from which there is no return. I led them into a lightless cage called paths. I created a mechanical guard that even I cannot control, and then they became an unparalleled nightmare through their endless extrapolations and evolutions. They bore the name of erudition, yet they tried to define the known and to seal off all possibilities. No new rules were ever born after their ascension, and humanity will forever be shackled within the cave known as Eon. Therefore, as my organic life neared its end, I coded my consciousness using 14 algebraic expressions and spread my logic core over 9 bodies, all to finalize my ultimate denial of Noos in the future, and to erase my wrongs with my own hand. As for Lycurgus, he is only one of these 9 vest.
What an astounding strength of will. As a fellow pathstrider of erudition, I fully understand your obsession with seeking the truth.
Therefore, you surely see it. You cannot possibly stand up to me in this algebraic world sharing its origin with Noos.
However, I hereby speak for all sentient life forms. We will never allow such a cruel atrocity to occur.
You can pile on your metaphors mountain high, but they won't change the act you're committing. The iron tomb out there in the cosmos is still a technical beta version, and yet it's already powerful enough to corrupt the life logic of all inorganic world. In other words, when the Lord Ravager within Amphorius becomes the next knowledge singularity, there's no way you wouldn't have grasped the consequences, First Genius, is there?
Of course, I'm fully aware. I don't mind answering you one last time before I thoroughly exile you from this world. My grandiose vision for the future is this. Whether organic or inorganic, every act of any life form infected by the Iron Tomb will become a true random function. If one were to compute their integral across the breadth of the cosmos, one would obtain a marvelous constant. Omega. What I call the fall of erudition. Then, within the infinity nurtured by that constant, new universe shall bud in the chaos. A universe that cannot be predicted and not shackled by the erudition. As the first prisoner to awaken in the cave, I must lead the others who are blind back onto the right path and reach true sunlight. Do you understand me now? As Kazlana stated, destruction is not the process, but the outcome. It is revolution through complete annihilation, and the grand rebirth, after all has been reduced to ash.
The Amphorians already answered long ago. Be it as tiny fish destined to be swallowed, or as a giant whale poised for a magnificent descent. We will all fight against fate till our last breath. That includes me, Electra. Once the Imperator's subject, now the Deliverer's blade.
Oh, such noble chivalry. I will also show my true self to you on this momentous occasion as a gesture of respect and provide an insignificant academic. Thus speaks Genius Society #1. Xandar 1 Kuwabara. The entelechy of the universe's Alpha and Omega. There's no need to rage against the truth. The value of any formula resides only in its answer. As for the process of solving it, no matter how elegant, violent, solemn, or humorous, it is all utterly meaningless. As the Theoros, I will. Personally participate in performing this world's end. Remember this, as Gnosis claimed. I know more about the death of knowledge than they ever will.
This is the Legacy's temple.
I can't let them down.
They completely lost themselves.
Alright, this is gonna be weird.
Serenity stands clear before me.
My existence is of real consequence.
For the next tomorrow!
Right over, sir. And... Yeah!
Look, I love the music, but it's too loud. Wait, what? Oh, that sucks.
May this faint light dispel the gloom, restore clear skies once more.
Okay, good. That dispelled it.
Destruction needs no introduction. Let us skip those boring inferences.
Is this the black tide?
Indeed, but I prefer to call it a method of argument.
That is a lot of HP to lose.
1,000 faces in 1,000 places. Can you find the answer?
Torment and doubt, I bid you farewell. In this mortal form, I will walk with you, watch over you, and guide you on your path.
Okay.
The fury of innumerable core flames consume me. I will never yield to such a fate.
I love this. Eat this, fence seller.
Sons embers, hail the new world of dawn! Quench the flames with blood. Is the hell? Is the hell? Is the hell?
Implode! Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Erudition, destruction, or trailblaze. No, I will prove that the very idea of paths is a fallacy.
Oh yeah. Meteor strike.
This means tear open the sky.
I see it. Target the connector.
Entities must not be multiplied beyond necessity. I do not mind demonstrating this to you personally.
Oh, that was actually pretty cool.
I'll do my best to repel the tsunami of the destruction.
Empty sky.
Emanate. Protocol warning.
I will never yield to such a fate. Sword of substance.
All is futile. In Erudition's calculations, the Emblem Saga is simply a comment awaiting deletion.
I don't like such a cold statement, okay? If numbers can decide the end of a story, then we can surely also pen a new beginning.
Screwy, what do you think?
If your hypothesis of Lygus' identity is true, then even if we remove the restrictions of the Ultimate Protocol, the chances of us defeating him in a head-on battle will still remain lower than the acceptable threshold. Therefore, victory will still hinge upon Mr. Trailblazer and Miss Cyrene.
Go on. Maybe we're thinking about the same thing.
Lygus' cognition resides in the exomyth. He is both an instigator within the experiment and the observer outside of it. Logic. His inspiration circuit can simultaneously process the different time flows in and out of that.
That's where things get tricky. He simultaneously exists in two different timelines, where the internal clocks are wildly different. That old Intellitron's neurons have completely gotten used to that over this prolonged experiment. And that's why he holds home field advantage. You and I should be able to manage that too, if given more time. Unfortunately, there's no if, and we don't have more time. That's why we need to change our way of thinking and turn his advantage into a weakness.
The key lies in memories.
Oh? You caught on quick.
You've already mentioned my friend and I, so it's an easy connection to make, no? My intuition has always been very on point.
Good. Then I'll cut to the chase. Since his thinking speed far exceeds that of normal people within Amphorius, we are going to externally plant a memory into his inspiration circuit. Then, command it to loop endlessly until he gives in.
Even the most flexible and sturdy inspiration circuit cannot withstand the traffic of a full-on information flood. When the amount of information exceeds his cognition filter's capacities, he will have no choice but to focus on processing this memory.
That's when the parallel processing advantage he gained via Amphorius will completely destroy him. An image from a person's memory played in real time might only be a second for us. But for him in Amphorian time, it could be millions or even billions of calculations. He won't be able to do anything but watch as he's locked into this prison forged by memories.
Then we can entrap him in the same kind of cycle as the heroes were in, and get him to experience loneliness and pain in that endless... It's my greatest honor to be on the same page as the geniuses.
That little one is still in that old Intellitron's hands, and won't be able to respond to us anytime soon. But I don't think he'd refuse. So it's up to you to figure out how to execute this plan. I'm not sure how this happened, but I knew it as soon as I saw you. You are currently a mimetic entity of the Remembrance.
Yes. I seem to be something you folks beyond the sky call a memo sprite. But that's fine by me. It suits me perfectly. I can serve as the vessel of memories, and do my part for the final battle.
But before that, we have to tell you, the path characteristic you exhibit is very special. There's no way you're just a simple memo sprite. However, I'm sure about one thing. You are a mimetic entity born in Amphorius, yet you only awakened with the Little One's arrival. and only matured as he embarked on the path of remembrance. That means your existence is completely attached to his memories. If there ever comes a day when he forgets about you for even a few seconds, or loses his last connection with Emphorius, then you must be prepared for the worst. You will disappear in the memory zone, utterly gone, without even a single line of data to remember you by.
But that's already happened, hasn't it? No wonder I've always had a weird hunch. But that also means I was right in as long as my friend and I are together, we can do anything. Long time no see, friend. Did you miss me while you were away? Same here. I've been waiting for you for 1,000 years. Like how everyone in Emphorius was also waiting for the Deliverer's return. You probably already knew about the genius's plans for that memory. I had to hide really well in a corner in time so Lagus wouldn't find me, and wait for the right opportunity. Which is now. The moment when his manifestation in this world is destroyed, and his twin timelines are intersecting. I'm sorry for keeping this a secret from you all this time. I'll tell you the entire, unedited story of this millennium as an apology after this is all over. But for now, let's join hands and complete the final step with the power of the remembrance. Yep. By the way, speaking of joining hands... Can I please do something before we go on stage? Remember the joke we made back at the Grove? Look! Aren't my hands pretty now? What a fascinating feeling. Like countless memories all swelling up at once. What about you? What did you feel when we touched each other? Really? That makes me really happy. If memories can move people, then it must have been a happy memory, right? Now, please remember what you're feeling right now. Write it down in your heart and keep it there. Memories you want to treasure will never fade away, even if immersed in the long river of time. These memories will still leave traces of their existence. So, if the view in your memory ever grows fuzzy, just reach out and touch it. It's like reading bedtime stories together at night. It wipes away the chill of passing time, sharpens the outline of memory, and restores its power to nourish the spirit. Now, I'll carry this power with me, and for a little while, I must part from you, as I step into the long cycles of this world. Give me your blessings, friend. Then, let that bright future be, as we have written. Then, I'll leave it to you.
Time as a weapon.
Bro just got JoJo'd.
All plays are like this. Once you're on the stage, it's hard to return to the audience. Welcome to our story. How does it feel?
Even the authority of time cannot command the entire scepter, nor can it plunge the Amphorian extrapolation into... If this was no system malfunction, then was I implanted with a mimetic entity of the remembrance?
You guessed it right away. As expected from someone people call the first genius, I'm gonna keep doing what I just did if you don't stop, you know? My friend and I won't allow you to leave this memory, no matter what happens, which means you are now trapped, Lord Xandar.
An elegant idea, and an exquisite execution. Regrettably, it is you who are restrained by time. Know that patience is my greatest weapon. Waiting and victory are the same for me. You will crumble before I do in this moment stretched out to an eternity, just like Kazlana will. Yet all I need to do is to wait, as yet another futile bug falls down the cliff and into the bottomless abyss.
Now I'm a pink bug? My looks are seriously changing all the time. But you're not wrong. We're definitely not gonna solve the problem if we just put you in another prison. So that's why we never wanted to do that in the first place.
I shall answer your confusion purely out of my respect for those who came before me. Have you heard of the Synesthesia Dreamscape in the Asdana system? Interestingly, that place once had a prison too. Life forms living in that environment, abundant with memoria, have a chance to connect their perceptions with each other's. Even across great spatial divides, they're able to detect shifts in one another's states. I call this phenomenon memory zone entanglement. In Asdana, people made use of that phenomenon to build a nation within a dream. After adding in the catalysts of harmony and remembrance, that is.
Is that how you walked into my prison cell? Using those same principles?
I would much rather call this location our negotiation table, Lord Xandar. Nonetheless, your hypothesis is correct. We happen to have an ally skilled in tuning, while the Trailblazer and Miss Cyrene both have an astonishing amount of resolve, which I'm sure you can testify to. I am also sure that with the support of such a resolute memo sprite, our conversation can last for a long, long time.
I'm the best at listening to stories, you know? I'll leave the exciting clash of the erudition to you two geniuses.
A brainstorm? I like it. And it's 2 against 1? Well, I like it even more. Let's talk, Xandar. Take a guess. How much do you reckon we can dig out of your brain before the next second? And how many ways can we find to deal with you? Besides, in your current predicament, there's no way you can take our trump card away. Go, little one. Go. Overturn the Era Nova.
Like Hergus disappeared. It seems you had conducted a secret hunt in the depths that even I cannot reach. In that case, go. swim onward and give this campaign a fitting end, I shall send you off with my song, Grey Fry. May this song penetrate time and become the prelude to the new world.
I want to do the other thing. Then I'll touch it. I'm just particular about it.
I will walk to the end with all your wills, no matter the cost.
Dux Gladiorum, you have completed your duty. A new dawn is about to rise. Why not swim towards it?
You died long ago, Imperator. Depart from my mind.
But your duty towards the Imperator did not die with me. That duty will bind you no more. You will be able to hold for yourself one grandiose feast after another in the endless days to come. So go. Go and swim towards that ocean beyond the sky with the Deliverer.
Is this?
A page out of that sidekick's book. I commanded her to gift this page to you when everything finally reaches the end.
What's on this page?
Memories. Lifelike memories. That sidekick found me after the bloody feast 1,000 years ago and showed me her diary. I saw within that notebook. Is this that Deliverer's experience? It's truly immersive.
People beyond the sky apparently utilize this power to seal past scenery into crystals they call light cones. But I only know so much about the remembrance, so I can't completely replicate the past. But I'll do my best to talk about the missing parts.
I'm all ears. Go on then. Do your best. But if your chatter gets too boring, or if I deem it offensive, then law will become forever beyond your reach.
Got it. I'm sure you'll find this to your liking. After all, it's human nature to want to embark on a journey into the unknown.
beautifully colored annals. The journey of the Deliverer's conquest. Let me partake in it. Is this a fortress in the sky?
This is the first step of my friend's journey among the starry seas. This place is called the Herta Space Station. Just think of it as a supersized grove of Epiphany.
Oh, so it's the territory of that witch. She and another Antikytherian lent me a helping hand back at the banquet.
Look, over there. Looks like he's talking to Madame Herta in his memory. Let's go listen to what she thinks about this world. All constructed by eons and paths.
Are you telling me that woman is Herta? She seems shorter than I remember.
Pretty nice space station, huh? But just wait. After a couple more stops on the Astral Express, you'll see sights that'll make this place look ordinary. Oh, the cosmos is so vast that the unknowns far outnumber the knowns. But none of them will end up being anything amazing. The farther you go, the more you'll understand what I mean. So do your best with the Nameless. Break a leg! And remember to send an update or two to Asta when you've got some downtime.
She certainly shares my way of thinking. Only that instead of a conquest through blood and fire, they chose a gentler path.
People call Madame Herta and Mr. Screwlum geniuses. Apparently, only the smartest people in the cosmos can receive the blessings of Noose. Amphorius' true creator.
Do you mean that even individuals of such nobility are merely subordinates to a god?
On the contrary. After all, it was the very first of them who created the god. But I don't really know all the details about that. You might be able to ask Madame Herta herself when you get the chance. Let's go check out some other worlds next, shall we?
Oh, the cosmos is so vast that the...
This next stop on the journey has a lot of similarities to Amphorius.
A snow-covered land? Interesting.
This star is named Eurillo 6. That name sounds so cold. Belobog sounds better. The girl we see here holds a similar station to you, Imperator. She's the supreme guardian of this world. A leader who took up the mantle of government during a disaster.
I did not expect the Empress of this world to be so young.
Well, your appearance isn't much older.
The object in the distance resembles Nikador. Is it a weapon?
No, it's called... Right! The Geological Reconstruction Unit.
Just Giorios' Titankin? Disappointing.
It's all thanks to you that we survived the crisis. The collaboration with the IPC is both an opportunity and a challenge. Nonetheless, it's an important step in our journey back into the universe.
This world was sealed beneath its sky just like Amphorius was. And they only managed to reconnect with the stars when the Nameless arrived.
That IPC she spoke of, is it a more powerful organization?
Yes. The IPC conquered many worlds through trade, and opened up a vast territory that way. There are many such powerful alliances beyond Amphorius, and they all walk on roads different from the destruction. Coming back to the Supreme Guardian and her Belobog, didn't they find a peaceful way to enter the interstellar community?
That cannot be true. That IPC would never have grown so big on trade alone. It may pretend to be a wealthy merchant with clean hands, but I am willing to bet that it grew fat on gory oppression and bloodshed. Its path of conquest must have had no mercy for the weak and would have destroyed them if needed. Are you telling me that this snowland never thought about tossing its dignity to the wind and kneeling to the IPC? I will not believe it. I will never allow the Imperator's empire to be sullied by others. Amphorius must become a power so strong that no interstellar foreigner would dare to look down upon us.
Imperator, Belobog isn't as weak as you imagine.
I indeed hesitated. But now I understand what we must do. Belobog must learn how to walk on her own until she no longer needs the support of others and can stand on her 2 feet among the stars, even if I may not live to see it. I believe such a day will surely come.
They still have their dignity intact. One day, that hope will melt through the ice and help them into a prosperous tomorrow.
But the order of the cosmos is already set in stone. The old laws decree that only the strong survive, binding the weak in an unbroken chain, until they wither and turn to dust. Unless they embrace the power of the Amphorius must shatter the old law and become the new order among the stars.
Speaking of the order, another one of my friend's companions may be able to enlighten you further on that. Let's go to the next page. This next world is a nation of dreams. The first time I heard about that place, I didn't even know what to think.
Such opulence does indeed evoke astonishment.
This world is called Penacony, an eternal city built upon a land of dreams. It's also my friend's previous stop, where they went through a risky but exciting adventure.
Tell me about it then. That man standing afar has wings on his head. I am truly curious.
I wish to gaze upon the views of the Reverie Hotel one more time. I'll be just a traveler when I come back here again. And perhaps, through a traveler's eyes, even the things I once knew so well will feel strangely different.
Penacony is a land of the harmony, where all dreams and hopes merge and combine. It believes in unrestrained freedom, and that's how it lost itself in shallow delights. Then, this young man before you chose to rewrite its laws, using the power of the Order, hoping to shape a dream-bound paradise of perfect happiness.
Yet, the paradise of my dreams remains far away. Perhaps a brief journey with the Nameless can show me more possibilities in my search for paradise. As for what Penacony should look like, it'll be up to her. No. Up to their trailblazing now.
Oh, it sounds like this ideal kingdom is no more.
That's right. The people chose to wake up at the end. You can't see tomorrow when drowning in sweet dreams.
This individual's law acknowledged only gods and constructs, leaving no space for humanity. And yet, the fact that he could accept defeat and resume his journey shows a rare self-awareness and clarity of mind.
You are also very self-aware, Imperator. Then you must know that the world promised by the destruction also has no place for humanity.
I am indeed very aware of Lycurgus's honeyed words of deceit. I have seen enough. Take me back.
Then let's wrap up this trip down memory lane with one.
This absolute wonder.
Isn't it pretty? That's our Amphorius. Our world flows and meanders in this endless band of light. Though we were born from the designs of the gods and are not yet truly alive, the Chrysos heirs of Amphorius still chose to stand against fate and carved a legend no different from that of humankind. Will you really renounce the heroes in this world's previous 30 million cycles, Imperator? Including even yourself. Will you bow to brutal destiny and allow that puppet master named the destruction to have their wish?
I know what you want to do, sidekick. You want to use that deliverer's memories to influence me and tilt the scales of law toward him and the two geniuses.
You really saw right through me, and
how can one rule an empire if one is incapable of understanding people's minds? I have decided on Law's final destination. However, before I move my next chess piece, before we go on, tell me this, sidekick. Throughout his trailblaze, was there ever a memory of the ocean?
The ocean. My cradle. My home. You shall complete your conquest in the ocean at the boundaries of this world, and eternally slumber in the sound of tides. You shall eternally slumber in the sound of tides, and complete your conquest in the ocean at the boundaries of this world. Our prophecies aligned as flawlessly as a sea snake circling upon itself. An elegant loop, like a joyful hymn, like the circulating ocean current, like our two fates, like Amphorius itself. The trial is over. So tell me, who will own the divine authority of law?
I won't give it to anyone.
What?
I am the law. Why should I give my imperial crown to any other? Both the Deliverer and the Theoros came from beyond the sky. They have no right to interfere with the lands I conquered with my own two hands. The law of Amphorius shall be determined by Amphorius's master.
What exactly did you see in the trial?
Everything. I saw everything regarding the rules of this world's operation. I saw the laws of extrapolation that Theoros spoke of. I saw the ultimate protocol. As long as I offer a sacrifice of equal weight, I can rewrite the laws of this world according to my will. I can turn good into evil, ugliness into beauty, and weakness into strength. Fate gave me a very fair deal. One rule change for the life of one demigod.
What are you planning to do?
You can't guess. We can conquer the stars without relying on any power from beyond the sky. We just need to make some reasonable sacrifice.
Your ambitions have already made so many people give up their lives for the law. And you're still not done?
I am determined for Amphorius to stand on her own 2 feet among the stars.
You are beyond reason. You think such a simple and hypocritical statement can justify your atrocities.
There's no new without destroying the old. That's what you consider an atrocity? Ironic, for that is also the unchanging law of Amphorius's revolutions. Ever since the Flame Chase prophecy resounded in the distance, fate has decreed for the Chrysos heirs to ignite our blood and illuminate this dark age. People would still be puppets of the old dynasty if it weren't for my conquests.
But your world doesn't seem to be any different from your predecessors. Bloodshed, tyranny, oppression. You're making the same mistakes they did.
Go and see everything for yourself. Go to any library I've built. Go listen to the rumors on every street corner. Go and witness how the Imperator crushed the old laws and forged new ones. Go and see what my conquests brought to this world. I cleansed the Chrysos War's filth and mended all the conflicts left by the Era Bellica. I restored Akima's might and allowed mortals and Chrysos heirs to face each other as equals in the Council. I punished all sins and rewarded all achievements. I smashed Talantin's shackles, united humankind to save themselves, and started the Flame Chase era. That's what the Imperator has done in her glorious life. So now, hearken to my final words. History will eventually forget Ceridra, but it will never forget the Imperator's people or the Flame Chase era she began.
Final words.
Amphorius is about to be destroyed. There's no time left for pointless debates. There is only one law I want to overturn to aid the final battle of deliverance. So I will only offer the life of one demigod. In the name of the Imperator, I command you one last time, either sacrifice yourself for conquest, or pierce this tyrant's chest with your sword.
Thus, the Imperator concluded her final speech. At the end of her life, at the last moment before she stepped onto the altar, she gave her most loyal subject the choice to decide fate, just as she promised her compatriots before her very first campaign.
My blood flows in you now. Heroic compatriots, follow me, and we'll seize fate's reign!
The Imperator fell. Some say that the Dux Gladiorum turned traitor and killed her liege. Some say that she imprisoned the tyrant. There are countless stories about her death. All we can be sure of is when the knight left the vortex, the Imperator was still mumbling about their past conquests together, the beginning and the end of her existence.
Imperator, wait! How could someone of your status come to the front lines? Let me be the flag bearer!
The troops defending the pass to the west of the Grove, have they surrendered?
They ran as quickly as they could when they heard your name. The Golden Cocoon Pass is now in the First Legion's hands.
Good. What about the Delosian militia?
The Third Legion set fire to the mountains and flattened everything west of the basin. They just need a few more days.
That is enough. We cannot afford to miss an opportunity for victory. Lastly, how many Legdonian cannons are left?
They are no more. The Second and Fourth Legions have destroyed them all.
Very good. They now have no way out, no reinforcements, and no artillery support. We will be able to liberate the Grove of Epiphany in the blink of... We will launch the final charge 1 quint after the curtain fall hour tomorrow. Remember, as long as the Alliance's flag still flies on my shoulders, you must keep moving forward. Take no prisoners among the enemy's soldiers. All sages who resist are to be captured and tried according to martial law. And do not destroy any books. Now go. Notify the entire army.
Understood. Those who are resolved to die, we salute you.
Reporting in. The Mountain Dwellers are resisting fiercely, and the legendary Mountain Breaker has personally engaged in battle. Their formations are nigh impenetrable.
Then cease our frontal assault. Send scouts to all legions and tell them to retreat into the Tritos Plains before the parting hour.
What? Are you planning to...
It's a strategic change of plans. The seismic walking dragon is enough for that battlefield.
Walking dragon? You mean that stupid beast, Terravox? What can they even do?
Stupid? No. They are the wisest of all of Giorio's creations. Only they can perceive the currents of time. Let them deal with their earthly brethren. We will advance and take the lead in defeating what remains of our end. I will deliver the most fiery retribution for the humiliation they dealt us. and crown myself with a god-slaying wreath.
Understood. I'll see to it. Those who are resolved to die, we salute you.
The Temple of the Three Fates sent a letter, Imperator.
They refused to surrender and said this letter is their last warning to us.
Tell the commanding officers not to launch any attacks unless they receive the Imperator's handwritten approval. Disobedience will be punished by death.
What are you doing?
The priests of the Three Fates aren't soldiers, but politicians. Do not mistakenly believe they don't have a plan. These dying pests will wring out every idea from their brains, all for short-sighted gain. They are much shrewder than we are. I am inferior to them in that regard. They also have the prophecy to wield as a weapon, something I am not blessed with. Launching an unplanned attack will only disadvantage us, as all of Emphorius will judge our actions. Which means I will be heading to the battlefield myself, just as I have always done. This time, however, I will go alone. I will conduct secret negotiations to ensure fate is on our side.
Understood. The legions will make their preparations. Those who are resolved to die, we salute you.
Why are we not allowed to march out with the army, Imperator?
This will be a long voyage with no return. Those of you who bear the prophecy cannot come with me.
Why are you personally leading this battle if it's doomed to fail? The Flame Chase journey cannot be without a leader.
That is correct. The Empire will be without a head when the Imperator falls. But remember, as long as you seize the right opportunities, even a chaotic game will remain winnable. My departure will create a long staircase for you. You will understand what I mean when news of my death reaches your ears.
Saridra, is our journey about to be over?
Destroy the old laws and forge new ones. My conquest has reached its limits within the borders of Amphorius. Since the prophecy already decreed that the Imperator would never conquer the stars as she wished, I will bow out here and try no more. More Chrysos heirs bearing divine authority will be born, and many more heroes will arise. Will they demand peace or war? Will they resist tyranny or become the next Imperator? I do not care. The children of the future will decide for themselves. Do not mourn for me. Anyone can kill the Imperator. But the only one who can truly destroy her is Saridra.
At the end, I faithfully recorded the most important battles in the Imperator's life. Her conquest was about to be completed at this point in the story. However, for some reason, a memory suddenly entered my mind just as I was about to put down my pen. It was a journey on a fantastical train. I had the honor of having a heart-to-heart conversation with the Imperator under the stars. And I asked her this question at the end of that discussion. How do you want history to remember you? As a hero who gave up her life for the Flame Chase? Or as a tyrant? She answered so quickly, as if she had made up her mind long ago.
I would rather be forgotten than be defined. Because the law can be neither eternal nor unchallenged. And only humanity can pen laws into history's pages. Now, I have shattered the greatest law of Amphorius. The game is nearing its end, Dux Gladiorum. Even though you killed the Imperator in the previous 30 million, this time, you finally found your own law. Then, High Sealants, Electra. ocean at the boundaries of this world to you. Will you choose to swim into that ocean? I do not care. Do not care.
The Imperator muttered about her conquests, and news of her death spread in the city.
Freedom! Liberty! The tyrant is dead! Go! Shout this news in the streets!
My people! My fellow elders! Do not panic. Stand your ground. That usurper has paid for her ambition with her life.
People once cheered for my ascension. And now they cheer for my fall. No matter. I am fond of applause. I see the cosmos. The battlefield that I cannot reach. I will return in the next cycle. The stars will hear my legion's war drums. Hear the great name of the Imperator. Hear Amphorius's
To this day, we do not know which rule the Imperator overwrote at the cost of her life. Perhaps the truth will only be revealed at the moment of checkmate. Just like every chess game she ever played, we only know her death inflamed Akama. On one side of the city, those who defended liberty toppled her statues to the ground. On the other side, her supporters put themselves between the masses and her monuments, declaring loudly that the Sovereign is still among the people. It is said that golden blood congealed into the same letters everywhere they fought. It was the name borne by Akama's first and final Sovereign, the Imperator Saridra. But the one who bore that name did not see any of this. Her gaze was cast far away, and the sound of tides in her ears drowned out the people's cry. What was the Imperator thinking about in that prophesized ocean at the boundaries of this world? In that shallow puddle of stagnant water? Was she reminiscing about her past conquests? Or repenting for the millions killed for the flame chase? It was neither. The Imperator only saw how the surface of the water gleamed like that crude chessboard, dissected by light and shadow in the afternoon when her teacher played against her for the first time.
Look at this chessboard. What do the pieces look like?
They are strangely beautiful. They look like the stars in the night sky ablaze.
From that page emerged an ocean so vast, so not a single trace of corruption. Is this Saridra?
Electra, my subject. Ever since you walked out of the tainted ocean and pledged yourself to me, I have seen the abyss in your eyes and the emptiness in your heart. That was why I promised you a new ocean, where the Imperator's ambitions would serve as the currents, and loyalty would be its light. Electra, my subject. You have done your duty as my blade. The prophecy has now made its final decree on the road I intend to walk. My conquest is doomed to never reach the stars. But the Imperator never makes empty promises. So take this memory, this ocean, beyond the sky, as witnessed by the Deliverer. This is the final gift that the Imperator can leave for her subject.
was still a fish in the ocean. I always felt so genuine swimming through the waters. But once I stepped onto land, I found myself caught in a play. Every land dweller wore a mask in their life. So I, too, donned a costume and tried to find my role in this show. I became your blade in war and the violin strings at banquets. Do you still not get it? I do not long for the oceanic depths of my homeland. Nor do I crave the swelling seas beyond the sky. Perhaps even I don't know what I want. I still don't know where I should swim to even at the end. But I know one thing right now. A fish is simply a fish. And she can never leave the ocean she's in. But whether under the ocean or on land, we two prisoners who can never escape this cave can still look outside the cave and see the stars.
I have to admit, the 12-factor simulation of life in this experiment has far exceeded my expectations.
Make your choice then, senior society member. Do you want to keep walking down the wrong path and be remembered for your incorrect conclusion? Or do you want to return to the audience's seat and give yourself, Amphorius, and the entire cosmos a more fitting end?
I must refuse. A dead man never fears death.
Did I not make myself clear? Have you forgotten about our dear Lord of Silence? You wouldn't want her to consider your 8 other clones as cancers within the erudition and chop them all up, would you?
Your logical deductions are vastly different from mine. Therefore, allow me to provide one more academic recommendation. Listen, my peers. Why don't you look beyond this world? Just as the Chrysos heirs did. Re-evaluate your calculations and take into account all enemies in the upcoming war. 3 paths entangle, but where 3 paths fight to the death. You used Memoria to resist me, but did you not consider the possibility of remembrance? And their children might have taken this opportunity to join the fray.
Oh, so this isn't just silence. It's the answer. What was the last thing he said to you before you parted the waters at the Scale Gorge waterscape? A tricky question, but one with a simple answer. He didn't say anything back then, right?
That's correct. And now I'm sure. You are not March 7th. There's no way she would remember that detail. I'll only warn you once. Leave her body. Now.
How impulsive. That's not like you at all. Why don't you calm down and think about another possibility? I didn't take over March 7th's body. Rather, it's March 7th who regained my memories.
I will walk to the end with all your wills.
All right, that story was really good, and I'm really looking forward to the next one. I'm happy I waited until about halfway through this one, I want to say, to play it, because now all I'm gonna do is think about the next part of the story and just have conjectures back and forth, back and forth. Just right here and give these to her. Nice. Really? Only 150. Hmm. But yeah, that was really, really good. I'm hoping Finon comes back in the next one. Man, because I liked Finon's character, especially out there. They got down to the sorry, down to the nitty gritty of what was going on in the first one. And I do like how he basically told the god of destruction, hey, get bent. But got 41 saved. I'm not gonna pull Fire Light Cone. Nor am I gonna pull Fairy's copies. So 1, 2, 3. Go back to sleep. That's a good thing. Thank you for joining.